Hey guys, I just wanted to take a second to go over with you how to calculate the heart rate. I know in class we talked about using the 6-second strip method, so I'm posting this in hopes that what we went over will make a little more sense to you. So this picture is not very clear, but I think you will be able to see the things and parts that you need to see here. So what we're looking at is we're going to look first at the small block. So when we look at this paper, we have a bunch of little blocks that run left to right, and they run up and down as well. But when we're looking at time, we're looking at the blocks moving from left to right, okay? From left to right only. So let's look at this little block. One little block equals 0.04 seconds. 5 little blocks equals 0.20. 5 little blocks running from left to right make one big block, okay? So we know that one big block equals 0.20 seconds. So let's take this a step further. It takes 5 big blocks, and you can see here, to equal 1 second. 0.20 multiplied by 5 equals 1 second. Okay, so now that we know it takes 5 big blocks to equal 1 second, we're using the 6-second strip method, so we have to take this a step further. If we're using the 6-second strip method, we're going to have to look at 6 seconds of time on this strip. So how many big blocks is it going to take to equal 6 seconds? 0.20 times 5 equals 1. So let's try this again. 0.20 times 30 equals 6. So that tells us that we're going to have to use 30 big blocks of time to measure the heart rate using the 6-second strip method. So when we talk about 30 big blocks of time, that means you're going to go across this strip and you're going to pick a point, and you can mark a point. So use one block and say, okay, this is my starting point, and you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is only a half of a strip, so we don't have a whole 30-second strip that we're showing here, but that's okay because we know that using the 6-second strip method, we have to have a strip long enough. We have to have 30 blocks. We have to have at least 30 blocks to be able to calculate the heart rate. So you can pick your point, put a mark, and then count 30 blocks down, and then put another mark. Between those marks, you're going to count the QRS complexes. How many QRS complexes are there in these 30 blocks? Once you count how many QRS complexes are in that 30 blocks, in between those 30 blocks, you multiply the number of QRS complexes by 10. That is the formula. It's always 10. So if you have 7 QRS complexes within those 30 blocks, then you're going to multiply 7 times 10, and that will tell you that the heart rate is 70. If you have 5 QRS complexes within those 30 blocks, then you're going to multiply 5 times 10. That will give you an average heart rate of 50. Now this heart rate, using the 6-second strip method, it's not as accurate as using the little block or the memory method, but we're not going to get into that right now. I just want you to be able to glance at a strip and on an average tell me what their heart rate is. So count 30 big blocks, and within those 30 blocks, those 30 big blocks, you're going to count how many QRS complexes you have, and then you're going to multiply that number by 10, and that's going to tell you the heart rate. That will tell you a lot. You can automatically look at a strip, and if you see that there are visible QRS complexes, then you can count how many there are and multiply that and get that rate. That will tell you instantly, is this a rhythm that I'm in bradycardia? Is this a rhythm that's maybe normal? Maybe their rate is normal, or is this a rate where I feel like I'm in tachycardia? So you look at your QRS complexes to count your heart rate. If your QRS complexes are not visible on the strip, then you can start thinking other problems like fibrillation, maybe ventricular fibrillation, or what is happening here. But a beating heart should have QRS complexes. So I hope this helps using the 6-second strip method. And if you have any questions, please see me.